He welcomes the night whose fare is enough. Uneasy are autumn nights. Full oft does the weather change in a week, and more in a month's time.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Aries. This is turn 74. And we've got some exciting developments, so let's just jump into the turn. So the exciting developments are... Let's first address the elephant in the room. Our Norna was attacked by 3 Soltorns and slaughtered. And I have since realized the reason why. I'm a dumbass. I knew that this existed, I just didn't think to check. But Gath has put up astral corruption, and I keep killing myself, basically. So, oops, my bad. Damn it. And we're probably going to do it a little bit more, too. Well, probably not, actually. I have some things to change, so we'll see. Anyways, so that's one big piece of news. The second big piece of news is the double message from Atlantis and what comes with it. So, the first part of the message... I don't quite agree that it is not in the spirit of the game. I think that is just about perspective, because I think trade and diplomacy is just as large a portion of this game as the tactical portion. I do agree. So if you can win territory through that, then it's just as good as through war. I mean, there are games like Diplomacy where that is necessary, and then there's that war guy who wrote a book, said something like, "I'm a cool guy, check out my top seller. What is the art of war, you ask? Well, I win but never fight. That's the art of war." Maybe Dominions players don't care about their people like a real person would to others, unless you like to RP a little in your games. But they should care about the resource gold efficiency that such tactics can yield. In my case, it's about saving siege strength to maybe pull off this huge upset. So I absolutely get that, absolutely understand. I absolutely understand making the offer or asking me. But where I stand on the not quite in the spirit of the game is I think trading for territory, having alliances, etc., all of that stuff is fantastic. It's great. Diplomacy and trade is 100% a crucial part of Dominion. But it's like Highlander though. Unless you're playing Disciples, there can be only one, right? There's only one winner, and I'm not gonna win by any stretch of the imagination. But I definitely don't want to just give away the win, right? I think Atlantis can beat me, and if Atlantis can beat me, then fuck yeah, kick my ass, do it. Awesome, great. But I'm not just going to give it to him, right? That's where I sit on the not the spirit of the game type situation. So that's message part 1. The second message is, but enough talk about my thoughts. Either way, I will try my best, so let's have at it. Here is my warning. I am coming now, mostly because the window for me to maybe squeeze in a win is 3 to 4 turns large, then it's all Gath. I think it's already all Gath, but we'll see. Basically, I suspect I will have 1 turn or less. It might be too late even by the time I arrive at the throne, or Gath could beat me there, to crack your fort due to the other thrones being in danger. I say this because I think you are right. Given enough time, I can out-economy you, because I'm quite a bit bigger. Oh, absolutely. No question. You got me beat easily. But a lot of my troops are west, and I don't want to surprise attack you with what I do have. Great, fair. FYI, I am most worried about the Lemurian throne, where there are a good few hundred Gath coming my way, and will arrive in 2 turns. Oof. Plus, he seems to have broken the nap with no notice. This game has made me rethink the meaning of naps. I think naps are a perfectly valid thing, especially in the beginning and middle of the game, but I think at the end of the game, which we are definitely towards the end of the game, right? Everyone needs to just, understand that a nap is all well and good until you try to win the game. Once you, if you try to throne rush, all bets are off. I know some people try to use that as protection, like this concept of oh, I have a nap 3 with you. I throne rushed. I'm on this throne right now. So you can't attack me because we have a nap. If you attack me, that's breaking the non-aggression pact, right? But here's the thing. A non-aggression pact is literally a pact between 2 nations saying they are not going to aggress against each other. Trying to win the game is aggressing against the other nation. once you throne rush, you automatically dissolve your naps with everyone. Like that's how I think about it. Like if you try to institute a throne rush, all bets are off. Everyone has the right and justification to turn on you and prevent you from winning the game. That's how a non-aggression pact works. It's not a no attack pact. It's a don't aggress against me or else it's broken, you know? So, anyways, seems to have broken the nap with no notice, making me rethink the meaning of naps. So I'm coming from the north directly south with what I can muster in this last turn, and if it's an epic fight you want, then let's make one the Gath bards can sing of till the end of the next era. Basically insinuating that if we're gonna fight, Gath's gonna win. And he's not wrong, right? Absolutely. So that's the big deal. So let's take a look at what actually happens in the rest of the turn. We didn't find anything with our Auspex. We cast Revive King and died for it. We cast Reanimation and didn't die for it. We've got some more Blood Slaves. We had a battle in Umbro, which was literally nothing. We had a battle in Simri, which was literally nothing. Or not literally, but almost nothing, right? Lost some population, and then we had a series of events, some of which are pretty good. So this is bad. This is really nice. So we have an extra 730 gold to play with, which is going to come in potentially handy. We'll see. And then we have a very interesting thing. Your undead troops in Umbro are being killed by a holy force native to this province. So, what are we actually doing this turn? Well, we can take a look here, and we can see Atlantis is coming with a bunch of ice guards, corpse constructs, long deads, and ice warriors. So very interesting. So we are basically pulling everything into Mighty Pillars. I thought about this for a while. And I honestly considered doing a massive PD dump, moving and patrolling everyone who was here or who could get here, and just immediately trying to catch Atlantis unaware and fight him next turn, right? But I think I'm going to stop killing my own units, because the Seaths are worth more than 10 undead are. And then, Cloud Trapeze might not even work. We'll have him sit back then. Can he? He'll just research. Okay. So what's the plan? We're trying to get everyone into Mighty Pillars so Mighty Pillars doesn't just get cracked immediately. And why are we not just moving to like Behemoth's Rest? Because I want to keep researching, right? We have 2 turns before we could get to Enchantment 6. Enchantment 6 can get us a couple of different things. Mainly Relief and Rigor Mortis. Probably wouldn't use Rigor Mortis against him because he does have a whole lot of undead, but it is something that's a potential option. Relief is just a nice thing to help out my communions, etc. But there's other situations. It's not really for this, but we'll talk about it, right? I'm moving everyone in. I've got everyone shifted over. I'm actually even bringing back Gunloth. And I'm bringing back Gunloth because of the death of Mogthosir, I'm sitting on 7 Scrotty, with counting Thrivaldi, who might be dead any moment, right? But with Gunloth back, Gunloth can actually, I would rather use him as a thug, but Gunloth can be used as a slave, right? As a Sabbath slave to boost the communion, and that would be 8. We're hopefully not going to do this. This is one of the reasons why we're waiting instead of attacking, like moving and patrolling now, is because I'm actually recruiting a Scrotty here in Ulm, along with a couple of units, just to hopefully be able to produce this. So next turn, Atlantis would move on to the Mighty Pillars. He would have one more turn. Then the turn afterwards, Atlantis would move on to Behemoth Rest, and then I would have a new Scrotty. And then everything can move off of Behemoth Rest and onto, or out of Mighty Pillars and onto Behemoth's Rest with a little bit of a team joining, etc. Right? So we're kind of trying to play greedy here, right? I think this is absolutely the very greedy play, but there's a second reason why. And the second reason why is because I'm actually trying to snag some mercenaries. So because of that huge pile of gold, we're going to try to snag Ferris. We're going to try to snag the Ghoul Father and some Knight Errants. I don't really care about the Knight Errants necessarily, but I had the money left over and I couldn't really use it for anything, so I figured why not, right? But Ferris is a astral earth wizard, and the Ghoul Father is a astral death fire wizard, and the important one being there the astral fire, right? So with Ferris and the Ghoul Father, we can put them both into the communion and suddenly have earth in our communion and fire in our communion. And this doesn't get us a crazy amount of stuff, mind you, right? Because we just don't have the research for anything super interesting or crazy. But we do have some options, right? We do have things like what is it? Nope. What am I thinking? I am thinking enchantment. Flaming arrows, right? Putting flaming arrows on my army, along with like wind guide, makes them super accurate. Another 8 armor piercing damage. That's not bad. That's pretty good, right? Earth was, I think Earth is the one where like we could get some really good stuff. Obviously, like we could get the army of gold and stuff like that later on, but we can't really get it now. But we could do like a big Marble Warriors cast or something like that. It's a pretty big AoE. We could try to bunch up our main warriors and hit them with the Marble Warriors, and that would be pretty good. Like, that'd be pretty nice. So we have a couple of different options. There's several other things that we could try to do. There's even like just doing big evocations. We could just do a couple Gifts of Heaven casts, right, on Ferris, and just boom, drop things. We could do things like with fire. We can do a firestorm, right? I don't know that that's something that we would want to do, but we can do some different things, right? Just by adding a little bit of fire and earth into this. I don't know that it's gonna matter, right? But I don't know that anything is gonna matter at this point. So we're gonna see how it goes. We'll figure it out. Go from there. So that is kind of the general plan. Everything else is kind of geared towards that. We're pulling back everyone into the mighty pillars that we can. And I think that is mostly there. Down here, because Umbro has a Rainbow Shroud, which would be really cool to get, right? Umbro has a Rainbow Shroud. We're actually just pulling down into Midge Finn's. We're going to leave a unit here. In case he doesn't have anything, we're going to leave a unit there. But we're going to come down to Midge Finn's just to get away from Umbro. The killing of our undead horde. Very tiny cluster of undead now, basically. So that's pretty much it for the turn. So we're going to send out some messages. We're going to send a message to Gath real quick saying, absolutely did not realize you put up Astral Corruption, and it is just destroying my folk. My bad. I lost a Seath with a Ring of Sorcery on it. I lost a Scrotty with an Armor of Souls on it, and a Water Bracelet on it. I lost my only Norna, who has been with me for such a long time, and I lost another Seath. I lost so much to that Astral Corruption just because I wasn't paying attention. Right, just because I wasn't paying attention. I did not realize Astral Corruption went up. And I should have known off of the first one off of the first round where I lost the Ring of Sorcery and the Armor of Souls and the Water Bracelet, I should have been like, oh, why are they attacking me? Because I'm casting. But I was a dum-dum, and that's my bad. So, I think that is probably it there. We're going to send a message to Atlantis, basically just saying good luck, right? I wish you the best of luck. I honestly do. I kind of hope Atlantis kicks my ass, just like knocks the shit out of me and bowls me over, takes my throne, and is successful in doing the same with the Midgardian thrones. And if he's stealing anything from Gath, I think that would be really cool. That would be a very big upset at this point. But we're gonna send out a message. Change comes. All right, I think that is it for the turn. I'm really excited to see how things turn out. Bye, everybody.